Interesting. Very, very interesting out here. This is the very beginning of Slab City. And it's like a giant junk pile, basically. This is just land out in the middle of the desert that people decided to camp on, like permanently, it looks like. Very, very interesting. The road getting out here is paved, technically paved, but it feels like I'm driving on a dirt road. Astrovan, baby! Astrovan! Interesting. Yeah, there is junk out here. Dude, that's an Astrovan. That's a burnt down Astrovan. What the heck? Maybe that's like a thing like they did with the pirates, where they like hung them and then left them to die. Like, do not enter Astrovans. Interesting. Look at this. New Dab Lounge. 420 most wanted weed. Goodness gracious. The famous. Interesting. Alright guys, so today we are in Slab City, California, which is apparently the last lawless place in the United States. It's claimed that this place is basically like the Wild West. There's no laws out here, there's no government out here, it's just the people living away from society. Now, although I do believe that is true, I believe that that could be a lie as well. I'm sure you guys, if you've heard of this place, you'll know that Slab City is a big art community where people have tried to get away from the world pretty much and live in this lawless land. But I kind of think that it's not as lawless as people say. I think that's kind of a sales tactic to either get people out here or get views on videos and stuff like that. So today I'm going to be going through this town, exploring this town, and I actually want to figure out if this is a lawless place like it claims or really exactly what it is. And as far as I can see right now, it kind of looks like a big dump. Now, I'm not trying to be mean to anybody or, you know, sorry for anyone who lives here, but coming into town wasn't the best situation. It's just a bunch of very old, broke down vehicles and trash all over the place. And a burnt down Astrovan? Not cool, bro. You can't burn down an Astrovan. So our first stop is going to be Salvation Mountain, one of the very most prominent things about Slab City. A giant art area. Yeah, you can see this is actually pretty dang big. It's legitimately a mountain. So let's go check it out. Let's figure out what this place actually is, because I did minimal research and I only went here based off of what I think I know. So I'm aware that a lot of other YouTubers actually make videos about Slab City being the last lawless place in the United States. And for me personally, I think that's kind of a cheesy thing. I think it's a lot of people making YouTube videos about the people that live out here and trying to make a dime off them, when really they're just trying to live out here and get away from the whole crazy world that we live in. So yes, as a personal thing, I want to learn, you know, is this actually a lawless town, or is this somewhere that people have just left and it's not necessarily a town, but you know, it is what it is. That's a personal thing, and I will address that in this video, but the main goal of this video isn't to, you know, exploit Slab City and the people who live in Slab City to figure out if it is a lawless town. It's more of me going through the place and experiencing it and showing my perspective, just like I do in any of my other videos. You know, whether that be nature, like out in Borrego Springs or Monument Valley, wherever it may be. You know, I do that in Las Vegas. I did the same thing in Las Vegas, and I think it's really been successful on this channel. That's what I'm doing here. I'm just showing you my experience, and this is just like any other place. And yes, I suppose to an extent I am exploiting the people who live here to an extent, but it's no different than anywhere else I've been. I just want to make that a point, because I feel like a lot of YouTubers come out here to make a video about the people of Slab City, and then in the end, the people don't get any of the benefit that the people making the video get. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to make that clear, and, you know, just know that this is an experience that I'm experiencing, and therefore you get to get it as well. So, without any further ado, this is Salvation Mountain. Let me give you a little history about Salvation Mountain. So, back in, I can't remember what year it was, Salvation Mountain started by some dude who just had a super big passion for God and artwork. So he came out here into the middle of the desert in California, in the Imperial Valley, and just started making artwork dedicated to God. And as you can tell, it's called Salvation Mountain, which kind of has a biblical reference or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, he made this entire place by hand. I mean, he dug the clay and he put it on the hay bales and stacked it up into a mountain. I mean, normally this would just be basically a flat area, but he stacked hay bales, he put the clay on there, he painted it all. Pretty crazy. But sadly, eventually, this man died. And that left this place to nobody until the man who runs it now, which I forget his name currently, he runs it all by himself. He is from Chicago, as I talked to him, while I was here, of course. And yeah, he's from Chicago. He came out here with no plans of staying, saw the place, fell in love with it, and ended up here, taking care of it for free. He lives out here, he works out here, all because he's just passionate about the idea of people coming to a place and enjoying the artwork. He's not even religious, which is the crazy thing. Well, I'm not certain what I expected from this place, but it's definitely interesting. Basically, there's a guy that lives in that place. Not in it, but around it. And he just dedicated his life to working there. That's pretty interesting. That's cool. So, I don't know. That it was interesting. That's really cool. Another Astro van. Astro van. As I drive through this place, I just want to remind you guys there is no government amenities here. Meaning, everything you see here was built by the people that live here. No big corporations, no government, nothing. It's just the people who are living out here and want to escape the world. So when you're looking around, like as I'm driving through here and I'm taking these videos, like there's some crazy freaking buildings out here that you're like, what the heck? These people just built this just to build it, or just because they're living there. Like there's no really real reason behind it all. They're just building it just to, appreciate artwork or have something to do or whatever the reason is. Have a tourist attraction and make money. It's kind of interesting to see, like, this is just the people doing this. This isn't no government. This isn't no big corporations. It's no businesses. It's just the people. It's pretty interesting to me to see all this. After visiting Salvation Mountain and driving through Slab City, that brought me to a place called the East Jesus. Now, if you're unaware of what East Jesus is, or unaware with the whole Salvation Mountain and Slab City type deal, I'm going to explain it a little bit for you, because I'm still having a hard time wrapping my head around what the heck this place is. But basically, from what I could gather, East Jesus is a giant plot of land that is basically a garbage dump, but instead of just piling all the garbage in places, they've made artwork out of it. And that artwork ranges from things that don't make any sense to things that are kind of anti-institutional and anti-government and anti-societal, which makes sense because the people that live out here, that's kind of the reason they're out here is to get away from all of that. And there's even stuff that's just like super creative and cool to look at. There's stuff Star Wars themed and, all over the place. It's really just kind of crazy that all this stuff is out here. And for me personally, when I was walking through this, a lot of the things I saw, I was like, dang, that's freaking cool. That took a lot of work. And then other things I see, I'm like, what the heck is that supposed to be? And then there's other things I see where it just creeps you the heck out. And you wonder why the heck someone would ever want to make that and what's going on in their head. There's also some things that honestly made me think about the way we live. Like I said, a lot of it is anti-institutional, anti-government, tells you things about society. And, I was looking at it, I'm like, dang, this is accurate, bro. Like, there's these TVs that were stacked up, and they have, like, all different sayings on all of them and stuff. And as you can see here, it's like, if you really think about it for a second, all of this is pretty dang accurate if you just take a step back and think about your own life or someone else's life that you know. Pretty interesting. a lot of it I did have to admire too. Like some of this artwork on the cars and stuff, like that takes dedication to make that much artwork, and all that texture and every single little piece they had to glue on. Pretty crazy. But I did notice one thing that is very similar about this entire place and basically Slab City in general is the fact that everything is just sun rotted after years and years of being out here in the desert. Like this stuff gets hammered by the sun every day and it just shows. And honestly, that kind of adds a afterworld kind of apocalyptic feeling to it all. And I think that's the thing they're going for here. It's just creepy. It gave me the jitters, man. I won't lie. Well, you guys, I think I am gonna head out. This place, there's nothing wrong with this place. It just gives me the creeps a little bit. There's a lot of cool stuff here, but like I feel like there's like 3 places in the whole town that is actually welcoming to people, and everywhere else like doesn't really want tourists. That's what it seems like to me. Especially like on a Sunday, I don't know. I get a weird feeling here. I don't know about it. There's nothing wrong with the place. It's just me personally. I don't know. It's weird. But I will say, Salvation Mountain, the dude there, he's really cool. This place, I didn't really see anybody here, but it's really cool. East Jesus is definitely worth checking out. And honestly, driving through the town to get to East Jesus is really cool because you see tons of super old rigs and just cool stuff that you don't get to see anywhere else. But I did talk to the guy at Salvation Mountain for like 20 minutes straight, and he told me that today down at Bombay Beach, there's like an art festival thing, something going on down there. It sounded like he didn't really know what it was, but I plan on going there anyways to go check out some of the old ruins in the town. Yeah, so art festival at the same time sounds pretty cool. Let's go check it out. Also, while I'm pulling out of here, look how cool this rig is, dude. That's pretty sick. They have a dog in there too. I want to pet it, but it's someone else's thing. Honestly, I didn't really know what to expect going in there, but it was really cool seeing how all of those people live, and I gotta give it to them. That would be a difficult place to live out there in the slabs. So I actually did find out the reason it's called Slab City is because Slab City used to be an old military base, and since then it's been abandoned by the military, and all these people have taken it over basically, and now they all live there. It's really quite a cool place. There's a lot of really cool rigs there. There's a lot of garbage there as well because there's no trash removal. But overall, I'm glad I went, but I don't want to stay overnight. Nothing against anybody there or anybody at all, but that's just not my whole vibe. Feels, I don't know. Feels like a lot of people have given up to me. That's just, I have no solid evidence of that. Just saying. Feels like a lot of people have given up that are there. So yeah, next I'm heading to Bombay Beach now, and apparently there's an art show, like I said. Go explore some of the ruins, I think, and see the Salton Sea. Wanted to actually go there for a while. It's just a dead sea, it's just basically a dead lake. I don't necessarily know why I want to go there, but it seems interesting, so I'm gonna check it out, man. Kind of cool. Oh my goodness gracious. I can't see the end. Kind of see the end. I have a feeling I might be here for a while. No reason to be wasting gas. Dude, it's hot in here too. Oh my gosh. How hot is it? 82 degrees? Goodness gracious. Feels like it too. It is a nice sunny day and that sun is warm and toasty. Guys, we're gonna take a little commercial break because I accidentally deleted the footage of me giving my opinion whether Slab City is the lawless place it claims to be or not. I'm up in Alaska right now editing this video, and I just want to say, no, I do not think Slab City is quite the lawless place it claims to be. From my time going through there, which was not long by any means, it's just a few hours, and talking to some of the locals around there, to me, personally, this is my opinion, it sounds like Slab City is definitely not the lawless city it claims to be. Yes, it seems like there's no building codes, so you can kind of do whatever you want, and there's no real city codes or specific law enforcement for Slab City, but yes, cops still roam through Slab City. If you need the police, guess what? Dial up 911, they're going to come in, police are there. So it's not lawless because there's still cops that come in, there's still cops that patrol. No, you cannot kill people for just anything. You can't steal things just like anywhere else. And it's like 10 minutes away from the nearest town. You know, when I was driving into Slab City, it was like legit 10 minutes between the nearest town and driving into Slab City, and it was on a paved road. You know, to me, I would think that if a town was really lawless and away from society, it would be far down a dirt road that's hard to get to, and there wouldn't be, you know, a town 10 minutes away with a local government and society and people that live normally compared to the people that live in Slab City. So, to me, as a personal opinion, I don't think that Slab City is quite the lawless place that everybody claims for it to be. Now, yes, it's got its own little thing going on where, yeah, it is kind of lawless because you can do whatever the heck you want there. You can go out there on a piece of land and live in your motorhome and you don't have to pay no rent or city taxes or anything like that. So, yes, in that way it's lawless, but just about any other way, no. But anyways, back to the video. Well, I might be here a little longer than I expected, so might as well eat some lunch. No, don't get me wrong, Slab City was a really cool place to visit, but I don't know, man. For some reason, it just gave me a weird vibe. And I think it's because I talked to the Salvation Mountain guy for a while. Like I said, I got some information from him, but he told me basically don't trust anybody and don't give anybody money because they will, like, use you. They want to take everything you have. I was like, that's awesome to know. I don't really want to park my van that has every single one of my valuables inside of it where people want to take everything from me. So that kind of gave me the heebie-jeebies a little bit. Oh, it's moving. It's moving. Ah! Man, I was just eating caramels, got one in my mouth. It's been like 30 minutes, 25 minutes. Been sitting here. Woohoo, baby! Back at it. Yo. Cruising, bro. Oh, we're here, baby. Holy cow, there's a lot of campers out there. Oh, dang, it didn't focus. Look. Ah, the Salton Sea, dude. It's the sea. It's not actually a sea. But yeah, dude, look how many campers are out there. Holy cow. There's a gajillion. Be kind of cool to camp out there tonight, I guess. But yeah, apparently there's an art show or something out here right now. That dude at Slab City told me so there's gotta be, right? I mean, he doesn't have any reason to lie. You know what? Park right here. Dude, now that is a rig. Holy cow. That is so sick. Oh my gosh. Oh, stinky. Oh my goodness. In case y'all were wondering, swimming is not going to be on the menu today. Oh, that is nasty as... Ugh. Ooh, it's warm. It's really warm. Ugh. Ugh. As far as the eye can see, though. Very interesting. I want to swim. Not swim. I want to swing. Should I swing? I legitimately haven't worn socks in like probably 5 days now. So, I mean, a good wash on my feet would be good, right? What is going on out here? I have no idea. Like, what is this? What is going on? Guys, I'm just gonna go ahead and apologize right now for this video not making any sense. I don't even know what's going on right now. I'm just out at Bombay Beach, and there's just weird stuff everywhere. That about sums it up. I don't know what the heck's going on, but basically everything here is really, really weird. Just like everything. There's people walking around in ski masks. Or like sorry. There's people walking around in ski goggles. Why? Like what? I mean, look at that right there. There's a house with a trampoline on it. What is happening? I don't even know. This is so weird. Look, mechanics? People are inside. Why? I don't know. Let's go find out though, I guess. I'm gonna go check it out. What is happening? What is happening? I don't know. Why is there a bag of spaghetti? I don't know. Dude, I'm being thrown for a loop right now. I don't know what's happening. I should just ask somebody, but like... So, according to this book, in the 50s, the Salton Sea was a super busy place with restaurants and modern hotels for fishing, vacation, and stuff. And there was like tilapia and like a ton of fish in here. And then in the 60s, it started to get too salty and basically everything died. And now, they might turn this whole thing into a lithium mining operation. Well, I didn't know what I expected when I asked somebody what this place was all about, but I wasn't what I got. Okay, so This is what happened since the museum thing. So I was walking back to the van, and there was this nice old lady standing on the side of the road, and I was like, "Hey, do you know what's going on out here? Like, why is there so many people? From what I know about this area, Bombay Beach, there's not like a ton of people out here. Like, why is it so busy?" And she's like, "Oh, there's a big music festival and acrobats, and they burned some boats out on the lake, and they're just trying to keep it down low. But all the artsy fartsy people are out here, for a weekend of partying, basically." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool and all." And then she had like a weird bed set up that like people could go sit on and take their picture, like a fancy bed, like what you would imagine Elvis Presley sleeping in, right? A big fancy bed. And so like a group of friends and like goes over there, and like one of the girls hops up on there and sits on the bed, and they're taking her picture. And then the old lady I'm talking to goes, "Take your top off!" I was like, "What? Oh, what?" The girl just rips her top off right there, and they're like taking pictures of her. And then the old lady looks at me. She goes, pulls her shirt up and goes, "Ah." I got flashed by a youngish girl, and then by an old lady, dude. I was just trying to figure out what's going on. And let me tell you before you're like, "Brownie, that's not a bad thing." There's a big difference between a good pair of boobies and a bad pair of boobies. And neither of them were a good pair of boobies. All right, guys. I'm going to go wander around this town, explore everything there is to explore. And take some photos, because that's what I'm here for. And I'm ready to explore. See what this town has to offer. Okay guys, I just spent like the last probably 30 minutes just researching about Salton Sea and Bombay Beach and everything. So here's a little history. Bear with me here. So back in the 50s, the Salton Sea was like a super big mecca for water skiing, fishing, just basically recreation. This was like the Palm Springs of California back in the day. Like presidents came here, Elvis came here, all the famous people came here. And then in the 60s, mid-60s, it basically started to get toxic. The lake, the Salton Sea started to get toxic because salt started to add up in the lake and the fish started to die. Toxic algae blooms started, dust storms started, and basically the whole place was kind of abandoned except for a few people stayed. And then by the 1980s, most of the fish in the lake had died, but there's still a huge population of tilapia. And then by the 90s, the lake got so salty that basically anything that lived inside the lake just died. So basically the beaches were just lined with dead, rotting carcasses of fish, just millions of them basically. And then the lake started to dry up, which exposed a lot of the lake bed, and that caused dust, and that dust is toxic. And the lake continues to dry out today, exposing more and more shoreline, which exposes more and more dust. So basically, whenever there's wind here, it creates a ton of dust that is like toxic for you. And the people that live here are basically like, according to the news that I saw, or the articles I read, the people that live here have like a serious respiratory problems because they live here and the dust is so bad. So that begs the question, why would they live here? I don't know how to answer that. That's up to them. But there's also a giant lithium deposit underneath the lake. So they predict that eventually the lake is going to either dry up or they're going to try to preserve it so people like can still live in this whole valley, Imperial Valley, California. And one or the other, it's either they keep the lake or they're going to mine the lithium out. So it's kind of like a weird situation. But Bombay Beach is abandoned for the most part. I think there's 249 residents and there's like 500 during the winter. But this whole thing that's going on right now is like a big art festival thing that doesn't happen all the time, but it's just happening now for some reason. But yes, so tonight I'm probably going to stay here, and that means I'm spending the night on a toxic lake.
What's happening, hey?
Oh, just checking it out.
Sweet. Good. I'm Joe.
I'm Bronson.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah, this is all my stuff.
I like it.
Yeah, I got this space.
Dude, this place is just so odd. I don't know what to think of it. I can't put my mind on exactly what it is, but it's so odd. It's so bizarre. Like, I just don't know. I don't know. I'm speechless about it. Like, freaks me out a little bit, but I think that's just because I'm not used to, like, any of it at all. Like, I've never seen this stuff before. I'm from Utah, dude. I don't see this stuff. Alrighty, I'm gonna move camp that way on the other side of the town. This side is next to the sea, as you guys can kind of see, and it's not very level over here, and it's more windy. So I'm gonna move over to the other spot, and hopefully it's less windy and I can get a little more level of a spot. A little nicer sleeping when I'm not rolling off my bed. Believe it or not. I kind of wish I was actually here during the whole festival thing, but at the same time, I don't think I would have fit in very much, and I don't think I would have enjoyed it a whole bunch. But like at the same time, I wish I would have seen it, you know? I'm here. It would have been cool to actually see it. Man, this town is just the definition of dilapidated. Like, this is dilapidated. This is legit what that is. It's just falling apart. Ugh. It is windy out, holy moly. Good enough for me. Alright guys, well, I'm gonna spend the next, I don't know how long, editing videos, because I kind of ran out of stuff to do here today. I don't really know what to do. I'll be honest with you. Like, I want to go do stuff out in Bombay Beach. Like, I want to go explore it, but I kind of walked through it all already, and there wasn't much to see. Like, I don't know. Don't get me wrong, I want to go out there and see stuff, but I just don't know what to do. So, it's windy out. It's pretty, but it's like pretty dang windy out. I don't really want to be out there. So I'm gonna sit here and edit videos probably until it's time to eat dinner. Sunset. Ooh, good morning, sunshine. It's time to cook some dinner. On the menu for tonight, I have Parmesan, chicken, edamame, noodle, pasta mixture, whatever you want to call it. Dude, it is windy out there tonight. I can hear the wind, like, coming through the door seals. Get a little Parmesan on there. Okay. Edamame beans. Actually, I should just show you the whole dang plate, shouldn't I? Sheesh. Focus on this. that look pretty good? I don't know, let me know in the comments. Does that actually look decent, or does that just look like child's food? I'm kind of leaning towards child's food, but I think it looks pretty decent. I mean, it's really, really simple. It's not very fancy, but I mean, should be good. Good. It's that time of night. Conquered. You guys, I legitimately hear fireworks going off. What am I doing? Are you gonna go off? I forgot. I was too distracted. I told you I was gonna go out there and see if anything was going on tonight. And then I was making video stuff and I got distracted and I forgot. I gotta go out there right now. I gotta go explore. What am I doing? Dude, what if they're doing cool stuff and I'm missing out? I gotta go see. Something's going on. I don't know what. We'll find out. Ooh. What's this? Bonfire.
Oh shit, the lighting's a man. I can tolerate a lot. It's a little bit falling apart.
Well, that was sick. Bonfire. That was on the other side of the town, so I ran back and forth. I ran over there because I saw the fireworks, and then I ran back. It's about 11 o'clock at night right now. I think it's time for bed. I'm tired. That was pretty sick. There was a lot of like nomad people there. Actually, most of them are nomad people. It's kind of what this whole place is about. So I kind of fit in, believe it or not. It's kind of cool. I'm not a very social person, so I didn't even talk to anybody. But it's just cool standing around the fire listening to conversations. Pretty neat, I'll admit. It was cool. Overall, I do have mixed feelings about Bombay Beach and Slab City. It's like all of it is very cool. It has a very cool vibe, and it's all just like different from what I've ever experienced before. And I think that's part of the reason why I'm on the fence about a lot of it. I'm not sure if I like it, and I'm not sure if I don't like it. And I think it's just because I've never experienced or seen any of this stuff before. So like all of it is just brand new for me. I've never seen it before. I'm glad I came to these places. I'm glad I explored them. I'm glad I saw all these different cultures and ways of life, and it was certainly different than I have ever seen in my life. Even like in Utah, you think people live out in the boonies? Not compared to this. Those people are living in luxury. It's a little bit different. Good night, everybody. I'm going to bed. I'm tired, dude. It's been a long day exploring a lot of this stuff. A lot of new cultures and influences on my brain. Makes me tired. So, I'm gonna hit the sack, and I will see you first thing in the morning. Good night. Bon appetit, baby. And good morning as well. It's a crisp 60 degrees out this morning. Around 59% humidity. And it is beautiful. Very little wind. It stayed windy for a long time last night after I went to bed. But it must have died down once I fell asleep because it's nice weather out right now. I'll probably fly the drone around and show you Bombay Beach from above. I was texting my dad last night, and he wanted me to fly the drone above, and I was like, well, I couldn't yesterday because it was so windy, but it'd be pretty cool, so I'm going to fly it around this morning. Alright guys, I think that's gonna wrap up this video. I know it was hectic and I just want to apologize because I didn't know what to expect about this place, so I'm sure the video was just kind of all over the place. But either way, I do hope you enjoyed it. Honestly, it was a wild time for me. Like, I've never seen any of this stuff before, and seeing it firsthand for the first time, it was a lot to take in. Seriously, it was. And between that and like filming, honestly, it was kind of like, it was a bit difficult. It's like just all of a sudden a whole new lifestyle, a whole new culture just like shoved right in my face. Definitely not one that I'm used to at all, but one that I feel like I'm a part of because they're all nomads already, and I guess I kind of am as well. So kind of a weird situation, but overall, I am glad I came out here. I'm glad I seen Slab City, seen all those cool things, all the artwork, all the people. I'm glad I came out here to Bombay Beach and wandered around town, saw the ending of the art festival. I did get to go to the fire, which was pretty sick. I'm glad I did that. I didn't talk to anybody there, but it was nice just standing around people, hearing their conversations. Overall, it was a cool experience. I am glad I came out here. I am glad I seen all this, and I hope you guys can you know, get some ideas of what this place is, what these places are, and how these people live, because it really is pretty interesting. And don't base your opinion off me because I've never experienced this before, so for me it was like weird. It was weird. But yeah, I recommend if you're ever around the area, come check it out. It's pretty cool. It's definitely interesting, certainly a different way of life. And yeah, overall, I hope you enjoyed this video, and go ahead and leave some comments. Tell me what you think about these places. Tell me if you know any other places that you think I should go, and I will see you all in the very next episode. Thank you for watching.